Comic-Con Wales was just this past weekend, and this is how my adventures went on the day. It started out with a very early 6 a.m. walk, which, as you can see, I was delighted by. But eventually I made it to the train station. After one train journey and a can of Monster later to wake me up, I eventually arrived in sunny Newport. But once I made it to Newport, my travels journey didn't even stop there, as once I got off the train, I then had a 1 hour walk from the train station to the convention. Not even my mate Doctor who I met halfway along the route, would give me a lift, the cheeky bugger, which would have been a much easier handy for me because I could have left for the convention on Saturday, August the 8th, and been there by Friday, August the 7th, which would have been much handy for travel, and I meant I could have not have to woke up at 6 a.m. in the morning. But eventually I made it to the ICC where the convention was taking place. I had a really good time walking around the convention, obviously taking in all the sights. Obviously we had all the different kind of stalls over there, selling all kinds of merchandise from comic books to t-shirts to Funkos to God knows whatever else I could find. I even found there's one stall selling these really cool masks, which were really cool to see. There was also then a lot of displays that are on attraction for people to come and take photos in. There was stuff from GTA, Deadpool, Star Wars to Alien, and oh look, there's my mate, Doctor who still couldn't give me a lift even though he was at the convention. Or that pesky Time Lord. But of course, it wouldn't be a Comic-Con convention without some guests, and there were a lot of guests there that I did want to see, one of them being Peter Capaldi, the Doctor himself. I would have loved to have met him, but since he wasn't kind enough to give me a lift in his TARDIS on the way to convention, I thought I'd ignore him today. No, I'm just kidding. I would love to have met Peter Capaldi, but autographs are very expensive, especially from the various guests you're going to meet, so I unfortunately was not able to get an autograph from Peter Capaldi on the day, but I did get to see him walk by me, so that was still cool in itself. But what I did get autographs from were Ned Luke, Stephen Ogg, and Sean Fontano, aka Franklin, Michael, and Trevor from GTA 5. Now, I didn't get any video of me meeting them, so I'll put together this accurate reconstruction of exactly how that went down. Wow, guys, it sure is good to be here in Wales, isn't it, fellas? You said it, Ned. Hey guys, look, it's Everyday Geek, that very, very handsome YouTuber. Wow, I can't believe meeting him. Can you believe he's single as well, that handsome bugger? Yep, that's exactly how it went down. Totally didn't fabricate that in any way, shape, or form. That's exactly what happened. But what are you going to do? Call me a liar in the comments? Yeah, probably. Anyway, while I didn't get video of me meeting them, I did get autographs from them. So I'll tell you the stories of how all these went down. So the first person I met was Sean, who of course plays Franklin. He was very lovely. I went to him first because really his queue was like shortest. Like when you get there, like when I first got there to the convention, there was like Sean and Ned were there. Stephen hadn't yet turned up because I think Stephen had a photo shoot happening, so he was a bit later. His queue was really, really long, but Sean and Ned were there. So I first went up to Sean because his queue was the longest, and yeah, I got this pretty nice autograph. Franklin there, of course, to Bradley, that's me, and his autograph there. That's all I kind of got from him, just the autographs, because the autographs are expensive. I mean, they're cheap but expensive. What I mean is like, for the autograph was £50 British, which is a lot of money, especially when you're buying 3 of them. That's £150. But given that some autographs were like £100 some places, you know, I'm happy to pay £50 for it. But for a £10 extra, you could have gone like a quote or something on it. I was like, no, it's fine. I didn't have a lot of money spent at the convention, so I thought I'll just get the autograph. So I got Bradley and then his signature. He was very lovely. Got to chat with him a little bit. I didn't chat with him a lot too long because I didn't want to take up time, because obviously he had queues, he had stuff to do for the day. So I just had a hi. I went up, said hi, had a little chat with him, you know, blah 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 blah, all that jazz. Anyway, after I met Sean, I then went up and met one of the guys I was most looking forward to meeting, Ned Luke, because I think, you know, Ned is the most into the GTA community, along with Sean, but definitely Ned. He is like really, really nice. And obviously I got his autograph there. It says Bradley, and then obviously Ned Luke, Michael GTA 5, and he even did little 5 stars at the bottom. This was he did that in his thing. That was really nice. I got to chat with him as well, just a little bit. I remember it was funny because when I was getting an autograph, he's like, "Oh yeah, would you like, you're saying, which autograph would you want?" And I was like, "Oh, could I get that one, please?" I almost called him Michael, and I jokingly said, "Oh, I almost called him Michael for a second." And he just kind of laughed off, being like, "Hey, you wouldn't be the first guy," because he doesn't mind if people call him Michael. I know someone else in the GTA crew, which I'll talk about a bit later on, because I still got his autograph as well, who maybe doesn't like being called Trevor in some ways. But I got a surprising story with him, but I'll tell you that in a little bit. But meeting him, I got a chat with him a little bit. The thing I talked to him was his return to GTA, because obviously last year now? Oh god, it was last year. He returned to GTA Online with the Mansions DLC. I forgot what the DLC is called, but obviously I think it's called A Safe House in the Hill. I think that's what that DLC is called. But I met him, got an autograph from him. He was very lovely. Again, didn't want to waste his time, because I think I was the last person in the queue before we had to go over then to do a photo shoot, so I didn't want to waste his time. But again, happy to meet him, got an autograph, got a signature, got what I paid for. I was delighted. Now, the last guy, Stephen Ogg. This is a more interesting story. So, met Sean, met Led, met those guys straight away, but Stephen wasn't there and his queue built. So then I went away for, to walk around the convention, to take in everything, have a look around the sites of the stores, blah, 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 blah. Eventually, though, I saw the queue wasn't really going down, and I saw he was there, so I thought, screw it, let's just get the autograph out of the way. Let's just queue. It won't be too long, right? Wrong. His queue was generally, I was stood in his queue for an hour. 1 hour I was stood, my legs were in agony by the time I met him. But there's a very good reason why I was stood there for an hour, as was a lot of other people, is because Stephen Ogg was generally making time for every single person. That's not to say Ned and Sean weren't doing that. Of course they were doing that as well. But Stephen Ogg, when someone went up to him, he would, have a full-on chat, have a full-on conversation. He was not rushing people or any way, shape, or form. He was making time for everyone. It's amazing. He was even then coming down the queue as well, checking on all of us. So he walked right past me and he was like, "Oh my god, it's Stephen Ogg, this guy who plays Trevor in GTA 5, walking right by me." And it was like so cool, and he was really lovely. And then he was walking by, and there was like a kid as well who was only maybe about 5 or 6 years old. He stopped to have a chat with a kid, and he was just lovely. Eventually, though, I get to the front of the queue. It's my turn. Again, I pay for an autograph. Now, as I mentioned, those guys' autographs were £50. For some reason, Stephen's was a bit less. His was £45. I'm not sure why the other two were £5 extra. I don't know. Anyway, go up to the front, go up to meet him. He stood there. He's like, he pulls out his holds out his hand, and says, "What's your name?" It's like, "Oh, I'm Bradley." He's like, "Oh, Stephen, lovely to meet." Again, there was no ego with him. There was no egotistical thing with him. He was just so kind, so lovely. And he was like, "Oh, which autograph would you want?" And I picked out this Trevor autograph. Now, they didn't have ones like this where it's just a character on the white background. I was hoping they would have, so I could have a nice set of trio. They didn't have that, so I just went with another autograph. It's fine. At the end of the day, I'm getting an autograph. He signed it, and this is where the funniest thing happened. Because I mentioned that Stephen Ogg maybe doesn't like being referred to as Trevor or that, blah, 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 blah. But he did the most Trevor-like thing on the day. So, I meet him, says hi, got an autograph, and he says to me, "Oh, would you like a little quote or message?" And I hadn't paid for that. I was like, "Oh, yes, please." And he's like, "Is there anything particular you want?" And I was just kind of, because I hadn't been, wasn't prepared to have a quote written down or anything, I was like, I'll let you decide. Because I had 50,000 Trevor quotes come to my head, and I was like, if I just let him decide, I'll be happy with whatever he writes. And this is the genius of it. So here's his autograph, right here. And it says, Bradley, and I was like, there's Stephen Ogg, his autographed on there. And then the message he put is, "Supergirl, fuck that." And the reason why he did that was because I was wearing this t-shirt on the day, which is obviously the Supergirl movie. I was wearing this t-shirt on the day. He just saw it for a second. I thought, I'll write that little message making fun of his t-shirt, whatever. But it wasn't in a bullying way or anything. It was that's the most funniest thing a guy playing Trevor could have done. That's the most in-character thing he could have done that day. It was really, really funny. And I should say, when he was handing me the autograph, he went, "Oh, by the way, that is Supergirl on your t-shirt, right?" He wasn't even fully sure. He was just being fun and creative. I was like, "Yeah," and he was like, "Okay, just making sure." Again, fucking lovely bloke. Genuinely one of the nicest guys I've met. So, I don't know what everyone else experience with him has been, you know, in terms of GTA and meeting him. But from me and from everyone else who's there on the day of the convention, Stephen Ogg was fucking lovely. One of the nicest guys I met. I shook his hand. He wished me a good day. I wished him a good day. Went on my way. Fucking gentleman. They were all great, by the way. I don't want you to feel like I'm just singling out Stephen Ogg as like this great guy, because he was a great guy, but the other two were great as well. I was just making a note of the whole situation with the autograph of like him writing "fuck Supergirl, fuck that." I just thought that was hilarious. Now, I didn't get, and like I said, I didn't get any videos me meeting them at the queue, getting the autographs, but I did get some videos from their Q&A panel. I didn't record the whole thing because I just wanted to enjoy it, but I did get a few clips. So here you go, enjoy some of these clips from the GTA panel, and apologies for my laugh.
Stephen Ogg! There he is, ladies and gentlemen, Stephen Ogg! Let's say hello to Sean Bottino! There he is! Please show your appreciation. Give a warm welcome to Ned Luke! The cast of Grand Theft Auto 5. Let's hear it for them.
Man, you got a parachute up there? That
I
didn't
need to
sound
know
anything
how to
like
spell
go fuck
that,
yourself.
Because I think instead of writing "go fuck yourself," it'd be fun to write "Vin Kakil." I think I got that right. Did I hit that right? Vin Kakil.
Round of applause. Thank you for that.
Amelia is Rob's, man, this is Rob's YouTube page. He planted her here because they didn't want his ass here. That's why. Yeah, you tell Rob, go fuck himself.
Do that, Amelia. Tell Rob we love him. We know it.
We do. Rob, I can't believe you asked that question. All the questions you could have asked, you asked. Boy. Well, that's why we would kick all those Red Dead guys' ass too.
And I would just want to know, how does it feel to have been part of that era and to be coming to the end of that era now?
It's fucking depressing.
And you
How does
said
it feel to have
you're
all
from
that?
North Wales?
Yeah.
Okay, that explains it. It's cool, man. I mean, it's been a good run, right? This game's got long ass legs. So, but it's the end of an era, or is it the beginning of another one?
Yeah, it's good, man. You know, we here. You know, I think we're gonna be here for the next 20, 30 years, because you know this game is like endless. You know what I'm saying? You guys ain't gonna forget about GTA 5. I know that for sure. You know, we're gonna continue doing Comic Cons for us till I'm pushing him out on the stage in a fucking wheelchair.
This is the guy with the boot.
Well, yeah, you guys had the longest era of any GTA game, so-
in any game.
So thank you very much.
Yeah. Thank you.
Only behind Minecraft.
Oh, okay. All right, I'll give you that. Minecraft.
Well, a lot of that is because of you guys in the story.
A lot of downer questions.
How does it feel to have your
Legacy end.
How is it to be
Number 2 in the world.
Come on, Wales. What are we doing?
We're obviously all really excited for Grand Theft Auto 6, and Stephen, I really hope you do play it, but for Ned and Sean mostly, I'm just wondering either what is the first thing you're going to do when you play GTA 6, or what is the thing in GTA 6 that you're most excited for?
First thing,
Why not?
And like I said, Stephen, I hope you do play it. So if you do play it, what's the thing that you'd be most excited for?
I'm gonna go to the strip club.
Hell no, he a goddamn lie.
Big booties from Miami.
He can't stand big booty women. He don't like big booties.
There gonna be some big
You
ones.
goddamn right.
Big ones.
You goddamn right. Shit. I'm going to the strip club for real. He's bullshit.
I'm gonna go hunting. I'm gonna go hunting for a small butt. I wanna find one that like fits in here.
It don't work, man. It don't work.
Not in
Don't
Miami.
get me wrong, little booties in here, but it just don't work. You need some ass back there.
Ass, you got ass.
Shit.
Thank you so much for the question.
I chose to kill Mikey.
Well, you a flying sack of shit.
I mean,
I killed Trevor.
Nah, don't kill Trevor, because I got an autograph from him.
I killed Trevor. No, what do you mean no? It's the only ending that makes any fucking sense. Go sit down. You don't know what you're talking about. You killed Trevor because Trevor's a liability, man. You kill that fucker. Look at him. Look at those pants he's wearing. What are those fucking things? Those are culottes.
Hey, real quick before we go. Who in here all pick A? Raise your hand.
Ah, see, there's a smart dude up
That
there.
answer your question. Who in here pick B?
Yeah, a bunch of dummies.
Who in here pick C? Alright, that answers the question.
What's the best ending?
C.
Yeah, that's what everybody picked. Everybody picked C because they keep us alive. And
Hey, real quick, because I'm an ex-Crip from LA. Everybody throw a C up. Say I pick C. So when you see a dude on the street doing this, do this back at him. And then run.
great plan.
Now, of course, it wouldn't be a Comic-Con convention without buying some goodies and merchandise. Now, I didn't end up buying a whole lot of stuff just because I underestimated how much money to take with me. I ended up taking £240, which is a lot of money to take to a Comic-Con convention. At least that's what I thought anyway. But I realized then once you get to the Comic-Con convention, it isn't enough because, let's be honest, the GTA autographs alone cost me £150 basically. So I didn't buy a whole lot. And also, when I got to the convention, the first thing I did was actually grab a bite to eat from one of these sweet stands, and they were way over expensive with the sweets. So I bought like these cookie dough things. I still had the wrapper in my bag. I bought these cookie doughs just because I hadn't eaten breakfast and I was starving. And that was like £6. Sorry, no, I tell a lie. It was £3.50. There were other items in that were £3 or whatever. And I also bought a drink as well, which was, I bought this and I bought a drink, so that was £6 in total. So kind of a lot. So I was already £150 down just from the autographs, and I was almost £10 down just from getting a snack and some of the drinks. So I didn't end up buying a whole lot, but I'm happy with what I did buy. So I won't do these in order. So I'll just kind of go through it all. So obviously, comic books are a passion of mine. I love comic books. So I ended up buying 2 comic books because, funny enough, these 2 comic books I bought were the last things I bought on the day after the convention. They were like, this was the last bit of my money went to these 2 comic books. They were on like a special offer, like 2 for £10. So the first one I bought was Ultimate Spider-Man. Obviously, I love Spider-Man, one of my favorite Marvel heroes, and Ultimate Spider-Man would have probably been the first set of comic books I remember reading when I was younger. I remember renting some of these books from my school library, which had some Ultimate Spider-Man comics. So I have a few other comic books upstairs, but I don't have like the full series of collection of Ultimate Spider-Man. So it's great getting this one. Obviously, this lovely hardback cover, and it contains Ultimate Spider-Man, the first 6 issues. So the very origins of Ultimate Spider-Man, one of the best comic book runs of Spider-Man. Seriously, if you're looking to get into Spider-Man, check out the Ultimate Spider-Man. This is the original Ultimate Spider-Man, because there was another Ultimate Spider-Man series from a different universe, but that was a much older, different Peter Parker. The other then book I bought was a DC book. Now, I want to put a disclaimer out there for people who might be watching me for the first time. I'm relatively new when it comes to DC. I only started really getting into DC once the Superman film came out last year. So I'm still newer territory, whereas Marvel I've grown up with for years. DC's more newer territory for me, but the other comic book that I bought was The Brave and the Bold, and the reason why I bought this, because obviously there's a Brave and the Bold movie in the works, obviously a Batman movie. Now, this is where I need some of you guys who are more DC nerds to help fill me in. Is this Brave and the Bold the same as what we could be getting in the film, or is there another DC title that happens to also be called The Brave and the Bold, and there's like a separate Batman series that's called The Brave and the Bold as well? Because I'm looking at this and it doesn't seem very Batman. I mean, Batman is on the back cover, but this doesn't really seem very Batman-y or Batman-centric or Batman solo. You got like Supergirl and Lobo and some other characters, Green Lantern as well, Blue Beetle, and obviously Blue Beetle's going to be in the next Superman film. But for those of you who are more knowledgeable with obviously the comics, is this what the Brave and the Bold film is going to be based on, or is there another Brave and the Bold comic that I should look for before I go see that film when it hopefully gets made, you know, with the amount of cancellations that have been happening right now at DC. Anyway, you know, if anyone's more, you know, more familiar with DC, please let me know. I did then buy some framed photos. Get these out. I said I'm not much of a DC guy, but I did buy I did end up buying 2 DC framed photos. I'm just checking which order I got them in, because I want to see. Okay, I got them in the right order. So the first DC framed poster I got, and it was obviously, I just mentioned, it was the film that got me into DC. It was obviously last year's Superman movie, and voila! Oh god, there it is. Sorry, the light from the sun's blinding. That's actually just Superman just has that effect. He just has that effect. Obviously, this is the movie poster from the film. If you guys watch my podcast series, which you should, called The Nerd Corner, you will notice I have another Superman poster that's in the background of that series. So maybe this poster will go there, I don't know. But obviously, once you have one Superman poster, you cannot get another Superman poster, or should I say, Supergirl poster. Yes, you know what, I'm going to say this now. If you want to know my opinions on the Supergirl and the Supergirl movie, again, you should watch my podcast, where we did a whole video discussing the film, what we liked and what we didn't like. And I give the film a 7.5. You know, it wasn't anything amazing, but I don't think it was anything bad either. But despite its flaws, I kind of have a weird soft spot for the film. Like, I'm not saying it's the best film ever, I'm not saying it's a masterpiece. I'm still happy to stick with my 7.5. But again, I kind of have some soft spot for it. You know, again, with the t-shirt, which I will say I bought a t-shirt before I saw the film. But, you know, I figured, hey, listen, I'm getting the Superman poster. Why not get the Supergirl poster as well? I can have them nice next to each other on the wall. I think those look really nice on display. I don't know where I'm going to display them yet, because I haven't really got any room. I didn't really think about that. But I'm happy, and they were on offer anyway. There was like 2 for £25 or whatever. So, yeah, happy to get those 2 posters. Now, the last thing I got, and you know, this is literally the last thing, well, the last 2 things I should say. Obviously, I'm a big fan of mystery bags and mystery boxes, and we did get one. We got this Marvel and DC mystery bag, £20. I think it's 6 items, 6 collectible merchandise and more. Ooh, can't wait to figure out what the more is. I have no idea what's in this. I did have a little peek, and I can see there is one DC book in there. Don't know what it is, but I know there's a DC book in there. But the other thing then is just a big cardboard box. So again, it's much a mystery as to what's in this as you guys. And the other thing I got then was in my pocket, another mystery, but not really. Obviously, there's often a lot of card stalls or whatever that sell like old cards, and I've bought some of these in the past. But one that caught my eye was Spider-Man 2, the old Tobey Maguire Spider-Man 2, my favourite Spider-Man movie by a mile. So, I've got this to open, and I've got this to open. But I'm not going to open it in this video. Oh, you know what they say, keep the audience wanting more. Well, nobody wants more from me, but you're going to get more anyway. So subscribe to the channel, as we will be doing a mystery box opening and this card pack opening as well. So if you want to see what kind of goodies I potentially got, hit that subscribe button, as a video will be coming on that very, very soon. But yeah, that was just my day, Comic-Con Worlds. I know I didn't get much footage at the convention, and I do apologize for that. I was so busy just enjoying the day that I didn't really have my phone out, which is what filmed me right now, taking videos. I will hopefully try and do a better job next month, as next month is Film and Comic-Con in Cardiff, which is at a brand new location. This move locations this year. So hopefully I'll do a better job at filming stuff around the convention, so I can get more, you know, footage for you guys. But I do apologize, I didn't get much this time around. I was really tired. I had like an hour's sleep. I was up since like 4 a.m. that morning. But yeah, no, I'm happy with it. I did have a good day. Got to meet the GTA cast. Got some good stuff. So yeah, I am not disappointed. But like I said, I'll do better next time at the next convention when it comes to filming. So hopefully I'll get more footage for you guys. But anyway, thank you very much for watching. Leave a like on the video if you did enjoy. Subscribe to the channel if you are new. Take care, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye.